Okay. All right, so we're going to start standing. We'll go through our breathing. So if anybody needs to start sitting down, you can do that too. But then I'm going to go into some knee bend squats, heel raises, and we're going to move the legs a little bit and then make our way down to the floor. Okay? All right, so I have my feet sit bones width apart. You can soften the knees a little bit and then just rock the pelvis slightly forward and back. So pulling the abdominals gently, lengthening the tailbone, and then just reaching back a little bit. And then once you've moved that a little bit, try to lift abdominals, send tailbone down, and find a nice neutral pelvis position. It's not a tucked tailbone. The tailbone is just reaching straight down. The pubic bone is reaching up, okay? If you're okay straightening your legs, fine. My back is tight, so it helps me to bend the knees a little bit, all right? All right, so whenever you find your sort of neutralist position, we're going to breathe. So if you want to press into the rib cage to help your breathing, you can. And keep the alignment of the bottom ribs with the hip bones. And then also shift your chin back so the back of the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And then we're going to start breathing to the back, side, and front of the ribs. If you're not ready for that, just start breathing into the belly. Expanding the torso, pushing the air out with your abdominals. Breathing in and out. Good. If you haven't started yet, go ahead and take the breath to the ribs. Expanding the ribs back, side, and front. And then let's start activating from the arches of your feet, lifting them, lifting the inner thigh, lifting the pelvic floor, bringing the abdominals all the way up, hugging your ribs. So start the breath out all the way down from the arches of your feet, lifting them up, activating the inner part of the body, the pelvic floor, lifting the abdominals, then hugging hip bones, waist, and ribs. Okay, so breathing in, rib cage. Breathing out, lift those arches, the inner thighs, all the way pelvic floor. Scoop the abdominals, lift and hug. Breathing in and out. Stay long through the back of the body. Do one more and then we're going to add our arms. Whenever you're ready for the next breath in, without popping the ribs forward and back, we're going to breathe in, lift the arms from the outer part of the body, outer arm. Breathe out, lifting the inner part of the body, the mid part of the body up, arms come down. Breathing in, relax the shoulder and just let your scapulas rotate. Good. Let's reverse the breath. So try to breathe out to lift. Breathe in. Imagine you're pressing down and lifting that whole body really long. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift. Out. Palms face each other so you can open up the shoulders. And last one. Good. So what we're going to do is add rotation. You're going to breathe and lift the arm, and you're going to rotate to your right on a breath out. Rotate, bring the arms down. Keep your legs stable. Breathe in, lift the arms and rotate all the way to the other side. Lifting, breathe out, press. Breathe in, up and all the way, reaching up to the side. Breathe out, arms come down, front and back. Lift the arms and rotate, reaching to the ceiling, even with the crown of the head. Let's do one more to each side. Keep even weight on both legs. Last time, just in the center. Good. Now keep the right arm up, drop the left arm, and let's go into a side bend. Now, reach this whole side, and as you reach, come out to the side, reaching up. Lock your elbows, and then breathe in, come back. Remember, you can keep your knees bent. Make sure you're not popping that pelvis back. Breathe in, left arm goes up. Reach, breathe out. Stay inside the toaster. Keep reaching to the ceiling. Up, up, not to the side. Up, up. Keep even weight on both legs. Okay, bring it back down. And let's do it again to each side. Let me see if I can get my arm visual. Reach up. Now lengthen like somebody's pulling your arm up. Stay long, long. Lock the elbow. Even weight on both legs. Keep the ribs and the pelvis connected. Hold for 3 breaths. Breathe in, reach more. Breathe out. Keep the side lifted as well. Breathe in, reach. Grow taller. Breathe out. Try to go a little bit more. Keep the weight even and keep the right leg heavy. When your next breath in, come back up. Good. It's a lot of work. Roll the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. This arm goes up. Both legs anchored. Reach and keep reaching. Reaching. Keep that left leg heavy and go out to the side and hold. Breathe into the rib cage. Lengthen. Heavy leg. Really long arm. Breathe out. Keeping the side also lifted. Go a little bit more if you can. Keep that left leg anchored. Go to your deepest on your next breath in. We come back up and we roll. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna roll down and up. Okay. So we're gonna keep the legs as they are. Now I want you to lift your abdominals and kind of tuck your pelvis a little bit more, but don't squeeze your butt. Just lengthen and do a small pelvic tilt back. We're gonna breathe in, arms go to the ceiling. If you want to do without the arms to the ceiling, that's fine. You're gonna breathe out, scoop the abdominals, round from the rib cage. So you want to push the ribs back and up, and we're gonna roll down. Imagine you're diving just on top of a big beach ball. So keep lifting your abdominals, lifting the abdominals away from the ball. Keep the tailbone reaching to the floor as you go down. Do a couple of breaths down here. Bend your knees as much as you need to. On the breath out, I need you to scoop your belly away from your thighs. And then on the next breath in, you're going to bend the knees. And then you're going to scoop the belly, tuck your tailbone, and round. The abs are lifting you, yeah? And the pelvis keeps tucking. And you come up one bone at a time, all the way up. So this is fine mobility. Take your time with it, but your abdominals are doing a lot of lift and rounding of your back. Let's go. Breathe in, arms to ceiling. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals, and go up and over that big beach ball. If you don't want to use your arms, it's okay that it stays down here. It just follows you. My tailbone is reaching right between my ankles. My abdominals are lifting, so my back stays rounded. And down I go. Hopefully a little further than the first time. Okay? If you're flexible and you can lift the abdominals with the legs straight, go ahead and lift those thighs and straighten the legs. Otherwise, these bends are fine. You're going to give me 3 to 4 breaths here. Should have been done with at least 2. On your 5th breath, you're going to bend your knees. You're going to scoop the abdominals, and up you go with the abdominals. The tailbone and my sit bones are still reaching down. My abdominals are pulling. So we're going to do at least 2 more. And when you're down there, you can do anywhere between 4 to 6 breaths. For those of you who cannot round, you can keep your hands on your thighs. You can keep your back straight. And then supported by your hands, you can go down with a flat back, and you're going to get more of a hamstring stretch. You can go as far as you want for those with disc issues that cannot do this. Okay, you can straighten the leg, all depends on your flexibility. And coming back, bend the knees, hands to thigh, lengthen yourself back up, and then scoop the belly and tuck. Okay, so any disc issues, you can do the flat back version and work more on the hamstring instead of spinal mobility. Good. Nice. So I'm going to do this last one with you. We're going to breathe in, arms go back up to the ceiling. Breathe out, scoop the belly. Really hollow those abdominals. Keep the tailbone reaching all the way down so your butt is really reaching down. And you're going to round out. Now, try to bring your hands wherever it's going to reach. And we're going to now work the legs a little bit for hamstring flexibility. So if you cannot reach the floor, you can be here, you can have blocks, or bend the knee as much as you need and bring your hands, fingertips or hands to the floor. You're going to breathe in, straighten the legs by pulling the leg up into the hip socket and lifting those kneecaps. And then on the breath out, you're going to bend the knees to relax. And then you're going to breathe in, lift. And for those who are flexible, keep still scooping the abdominals, but you can bring your chest closer to the legs. You can even bring your legs back, your hands back here if you're flexible. Let's give two more of these. Bend the knees on the breath out. Breathe in, lift the abdominals, lift the thighs. Really reach the legs into the hip joint. And then down again, last one. Breathe in and lengthen. Good. Now, to come back up, you can bend the knees, or you can keep the legs straight, scooping the belly, coming up. It's a lot more work on the legs and the back of the legs here. Good. And then roll the shoulders back. Nice work. All right. We're going to do heel raises. So now we're going to start a little bit of work on the lower legs. Before we go, let's just do a few rotations here. If you need to hold on to a wall or a chair, go ahead and do about 3 circles to one direction, 3 to 4, and then reverse the direction. If you're not holding on to anything, then this leg that's here is stabilizing you. Good? All right. And then when you're ready, 3 to 4 circles, go to the other side. If you need to, just touch the floor to keep balance, you can. If you want to work a little harder, then you're just fully on that standing leg. 3 to 4, and then reverse it. Remember to keep doing that breath that we did from the arches of the foot up the inner thigh, the pelvis lifting through the core. Woo! All right. So let's go. We're gonna do heel raises. So scoop the abdominals, tailbone down. If you're unaligned, you're gonna be all over the place. So the core is already active. Butt cheek and tailbone reaching down, abdominals and hip bones up. Brace that core and roll the heels up and roll the feet down. So you need to think, I am lifting from the arches of the feet, I am pulling the inner thigh, I'm lifting the pelvic floor, and my core is bracing. Okay, you can do it on a breath out to help that activation, or you can do it on a breath in, it's up to you. All toes are spread on the mat, and make sure you're not rolling into the pinky toe. You're really pressing into your big and second toe. Breathe in or out. Okay, I'm going to count that one as 3, 4. We're going to try to go up to 10. Keep pulling the kneecaps up. So the inner thigh and the front of the thigh pulling up. 6. Keep the abdominals hugging. Tailbone down. Lift it. 7. 8. 9. Good. Keep that arch working, the arches of the feet. 10. Good. Now, to give it a break, let's do some knee bends. So, the back of your body is against the wall. Really lift that abdominal. All I want you to do is to drag the back on that wall and bend the knees. Only as far as it's going to go. Okay? So, for me, it's right here. And then press into the heels. Lift without changing the position of the pelvis. And bend. So you're going to feel a stretch. Okay, and work. And push. And bend. So the front of the shin should be working. Don't shift forward. Just stay straight. And push into the heel. 4. Don't shift. and push. 5 and push. Now you're shifting forward a little bit. 6, lean back more and bend. No, you're still shifting. 3 more, press and up. So Rania, when you bend the knee, I want your butt to go back a little bit. Push your butt back a little bit more. That's enough, that's it. And push. That's better. You're still shifting forward. There's too much pressure on your knee. And last one. You shouldn't shift. All your weight should be on your heels. Your toes should be, look at my toes. No weight on my toes. Okay? That's better. Okay. So, let's go up, down, bend. Oops, bend and up. Okay? So let's go. Breathe in, lift, down, bend, and up. And 2, down, bend, and up. 3, down. Don't follow my pace if it's too fast. 4, down. 5, keep hugging that core. Never, the torso is not moving at all. 6, down. 7, keep everything engaged in the midline of the body. Beautiful, Tamara. 8, probably this is 9. 9 and 10. Good. Okay, let's move into squats. So open up your legs a little bit wider and rotate your toes just a tiny little bit. Okay, now we're going to do knee bends and we're going to push pelvis back. So knees are going to bend, and then once they don't go anymore, we're going to shift that pelvis back, keep the neutral spine and come into a squat, and then pull the thighs, tuck the pelvis to come back up. Okay, so now we are going to hinge. I want to sit back on that chair behind me, yeah? I want to sit on it. My knees are not going to bend too much. They're going to bend to where they can, and then the rest of the work is going to be my hip hinging back. Look where my knees are. They didn't go very far. But my torso, my sit bones are reaching back here to the chair. My abs are tight, and look at my back. Hasn't changed from a neutral position. So angle from here to here, angle from here to here, angle from here to here. And press into the heels. Lift those thighs, tuck your tailbone at the end. And again, bend at the knees, hip hinge. And come back up. And go. Bend and hinge. Keep the back and the thighs working. And go. I want that core working. Deeper, Tamara. 6, more. Reach to the chair behind you. 7, more, Tamara. Sit more down, yes, further back. So lift your toes. 8, there shouldn't be that much weight on the toes. Tuck your pelvis to come up. 9, reach, tuck the pelvis. Think of that torso not moving. And 10. And up. Good, stay down here. Good, and tiny pulses. So find where you need to be, knees aligned with toes, and squeeze, bring the sit bones together. 2, 3, lift your abdominals. 4, 5, long line between from the crown of the head to tailbone. 7, abs working. 8, don't collapse the back. 9, feel your glutes working. 10, and come back up. And release, good. Okay? Now, we're going to go a little bit wider. So, from this position, first, take your heels out, and then take your toes out. So, my heels are a little bit wider than my hips, but my toes are wider. Okay? 45-degree, but not really open. Just more in, open just a little bit. Because we have to make sure that the knees can follow that second toe. So, if your knees are falling in, then your foot is too wide, yeah, too open. Bring it in so your knees are in alignment with that second toe. You need to keep those knees open. All right, So let's go. We're gonna go plie first, which is that neutral spine. And then we're gonna go full squat with a hinge, okay? Let's do 10 plies. So find that wide position, toes slightly rotated, abs tight, and go. Don't move the position of the back. Press into the heels. Pull the inner thigh, squeeze the glutes and lift. 2, 3. Pull that inner thigh together. 4. Bring your sit bones together when you come up. 5. Pull the inner thigh with the kneecaps. 6. Keep your weight to the outer foot, but your big toe pressing on the mat. 8. 9. And 10. Straighten the legs from the muscles. Let's hinge at the hip. Actually, let's pulse first. So go down, neutral spine, open the knees, and bring the sit bones together or the inner thighs lift and go 1, 2, lift this. 3, think of the sit bones coming together. 4, straight back, Tamara. 6, lean back with your shoulders, Tamara. 8, 9, 10, come all the way up. Ouch, I felt that one. So it wasn't a squat, it was a plie more. Okay? Now we're going to the squat. This is the last of the legs, and then we'll go to the floor. So keep that wide position, keep those toes wide, and knee bend, but also the pelvis hinges. You're maintaining neutral, the longest spine you can. You're gonna sit. Keep the weight to the outside of the foot with the big toe pressing. Press into the floor, scoop the belly, tuck the tailbone, come back to neutral. Standing neutral, and go. 2. Pushing to the heel to lift you top. I want you to think that what's bringing you up is the fact that you're pulling these muscles up. 4. 5. Pull. Good. 6. Abs when you hinge back so you don't drop that back. Press and lift. 4 more. 3. Good. 2. Sitting in towards that back chair. And 1. Come down and we do 10 pulses. Come down. You choose. You can be up here. You can be all the way down here. Just lengthen. Find that nice neutral long line. Sit bones reaching back. Go. Bring the sit bones together. 2, 3. Open up the knees. 4, 5, 6. Lifting that core with you. 7, 8. Open the knees. 9, 10. Come all the way up. Good job. Good. All right. So now we're going to roll down. Before we go, just be here. Shake the legs if you want, and let's rotate the wrists. Okay, so we're going to go rotate. 1, 2. You can shake the legs. 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to reverse the wrist and go reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fingers down. Arms straight, reaching to the top of the arm, stretch. Okay, if you need to stretch your feet at the same time, rotate, I don't know if you need any of that. Fingers to ceiling, now reaching to the bottom arm and heel the hand, pull back and stretch. Good. Release, let's do the other arm. Fingers down, reaching to the top arm, pull. Feel a stretch. Keep reaching the arm at the top of the arm. And then fingers up, reaching through the bottom arm. Push the arm away and bring the fingers towards you. Good. Shooting stars. We haven't done it for a while. So let's warm up the forearms with shooting stars. You remember those? Okay, as fast as you can, from making a fist to exploding the hands out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3. Reach the R. 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. You should be miserable by now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. One. Last 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Woo! It's been a while. You should feel your forearms really engaged. Okay, we're ready to go to the ground now. Okay, so we're going to be here. I'm going to face this direction so you can see my rolls out. So what we're going to do first is we're going to roll forward into a plank, back up to warm up. For those of you who cannot go into your hands, when you roll forward, you can bring your hands, your knees down, come into an elbow plank, straighten the leg, bring it back down, okay? And try to come up with the least amount of arms that you need to. All right, otherwise just hold an elbow plank and then come down and rest. So let's go. We're gonna do 3 planks, then we're gonna stay and start doing some planky stuff. So scoop the abdominals, tailbone down, breathe in, arms to ceiling, breathe out, scoop, and let's roll down the same roll downs we did in the warm up. Hands come down, so bend the knees and walk out. At any point here, you can already bring your knees down. Otherwise, full plank. Find your plank position. Give me 3 breaths. Inner thighs can be together, or you can be hip width apart. On your 4th breath, lift your pelvis to the ceiling. Start walking your hands to your feet. Bend the knee if you need to, or not. Now you're going to roll up. So advance will be legs straight. Less advanced, bend the knees, use your hand support, and roll back up. And we're going to go back out, and we're going to increase the breaths to 6 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out, roll down. Hands to floor. Walk your hands out, knees can come down, you can go into the elbow, and you're going to hold here for 6 breaths. And this is 1. Scoop the abdominals. 2. Tuck your pelvis a little bit. 3, press your hands into the ground, shoulders wide. 4, wrap the scapulas on the side of the rib cage. 5 and 6. And press your pelvis to the ceiling and walk your hands back to your feet. Once you get there, either legs straight or knees bent, scoop the abdominals, roll up. Roll the wrists. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All my clients disappeared on planks. Last one. Arms to ceiling. Breathe out, scoop. Come down to the floor. And knees down or not, on elbows, and we're going to hold for 10 breaths. So shoulders away from the ears, scoop the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, press into the floor, and keep hugging those scapulas around the ribs. I'm just looking at the clock. We've been here 15 seconds. We're going to stay 15 more. 10 seconds. If you can't hold it, go on your knees in child's pose. Excellent job. And knees down, knees apart, toes together. Push your pelvis all the way to your heels if you can. Lengthen the arms forward. Keep your ribs connected to your thighs and your sit bones connected to the heels. If you need to keep pushing, push. Open up your shoulders, rotate the armpits to the floor. Breathe. Good. Rotate the palms to the ceiling and make a fist. Roll the fingers and the palm of the hand in, just to relax the wrists. 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Good. Roll up to seated. Swing your legs around, and let's start abdominal stuff. Feet on the ground, hands on the thighs. If you need to, scoop the abdominals to roll slowly down, keeping the feet here. Let's activate the core a little bit more and a little bit faster than usual. Let me see if I need to come a little closer. Good here. All right, so Rock the pelvis forward and back a little bit. Okay, however you need to, we're gonna find our neutral. Support your head if your neck and your shoulders are tight today. Chest down, ribs down. Find your neutral. So I want tailbone and sacral on mat, lower back slightly off the mat, ribs connected. Give me a couple of breaths here. Good. Now, stabilize the pelvis on that neutral, and on the next breath in, we're going to float one leg up, sit bones and tailbone stay attached, and the low back is still in the same neutral position. Breath out to march it down. All of you know your marches. Stabilize the pelvis on the side that stays down. Breathe out, scoop and lift the abdominals, leg goes down. So the purpose of this exercise is no rocking side to side of the pelvis and no rocking forward and back. So we're not arching and we're not imprinting. So watch my abdominals. I'm breathing in very little to my ribs. Look what happens on the breath out. I activate the core first. I scoop all of this and then the leg goes down. Last one on my opposite leg. Good. Now keep all this here, arms to ceiling or supported your head for crunches or next to your hips. Okay, I'm gonna do arms to ceiling to keep warming up my shoulders. Now keeping neutral, I'm gonna breathe in, tuck my chin, breathe out, scoop the belly first, press into the back of my rib cage to roll the head and shoulders. Shoulders stay nice and wide and hands come to the hips. And then I roll down, imprinting my upper back to this floor. I like to take my arms further back because it challenges my ribs and it keeps warming up my shoulders. Okay, for those of you who are just reaching the arm, when you crunch, just keep the chest and the shoulders wide and reach. And for those of you with the hand behind the head, push the head against the hand. Make sure you're only using the ribs to come up. Your elbows are about 45 degrees or a little wider if you can. Wider is harder. Scoop the belly. Press into the back of the ribs to lift the head and shoulders. Do not reach your head forward. Keep it back. Keep that chin tucked in. Let's add the marches. Breathe out. Crunch and march. And down. And 3 more. Remember to keep the side that's on the floor, not working up, really anchored. You have to work it, push it into the ground. Last one. Good. Keep your hands on the ground. Come back up. Leg goes up. Goes down. Let's imprint and march the legs up. So imprint, leg up, other leg. So 90 degrees going to be the hardest. Closer to the body helps the back a little bit more. Okay, see where you are today. I've got my inner thighs together, but I'm gonna do a single leg toe tap. So I'm gonna breathe out, imprint that back or really push my low back into the ground and release the leg with no effort. Breathe out. It's all about the core. So for those of you with a more sensitive back, you can go ahead and just do the marches. Breathe out. First scoop. It's a full breath out. Scoop and lift the abdominals. The slower you go, the harder it is. The faster you go, the easier it is. So the first 4, I couldn't touch my legs. Now I can. I'm much more stable. Then you're going too fast and you're bending at the knee. You have to take the whole leg away, not bend at the knee. That's not a bend of the knee. It's the whole leg moves away from the body. And your back has to stay really stable. And the slower you go with one full breath out, the harder it is. And it's a breath in to go back up. Good. Let's keep the legs up here. Squeeze the inner thighs. Feel free to bring it to the ground. And let's crunch. Tuck your chin. Breathe out. Zip the inner thighs. Scoop the abdominals. Crunch. Shoulders nice and wide. Roll down. Nice and control. Arms can go back if you want. 2. Keep scooping the belly in. Don't let the belly pop to the ceiling. 3. Zip those inner thighs. Pull the abdominals. Really vacuuming in. Vacuum everything in. 4. Okay, we're adding the single leg toe taps if possible. Breathe out. Crunch and toe tap. Breathe in. Return everything control. Breathe out. We're really pulling those abdominals in. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, I'm going to give you a break. Hug the knees in. It's been a while. And we're going to go straight into our 100. Okay? So we've warmed up pretty much. I'm going to give you guys an option to either go up and down, counting for tens, or stay for the full 100. You can do the 100 with the legs down. Legs at 90 degrees, or you can straighten it to ceiling or any angle, right? So arms to ceiling, and let's go. So now I'm going to keep moving a little bit faster with all the exercises. That was our warm-up. Now we're going to move. Tuck your chin. Breathe out. Crunch. Pick what you want from the 100. Inner thighs together. Let's go. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. If you need to support your head, just do the breath. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 4. Strong arms, ladies. Crunch. Push the back of the ribs into the mat to crunch higher. 6. Breathe to the back of the ribs. 8. 9. Lower those legs if you can and imprint a little bit more. Last 10. Hug your knees. Good. Bring the legs, march them down on the ground one at a time. We're doing the roll up. So if you need to, you're going to straighten the legs, flex the feet, keep it here. Legs apart, or keep your knees bent and roll up with assistance. Arms go to ceiling. Press the legs into the ground. I'm going to do the full thing first. Roll up, chin to chest. Press into the back of the ribs. Scoop the abdominals. Anchor the pelvis. Lift the rib cage and reach. Keep the feet flexed, heels reaching forward. Breathe in, lengthen. More, breathe out. Press into the ground. Scoop the belly. Round the pelvis. You can always keep your arms a little higher if you want to challenge. Come down one bone at a time. I'm going to show the assisted version. Continue if you know what you're doing. Breathe in, come up, breathe out. Grab into the back of the leg. Assist. If at whatever point you feel you can continue, you start straightening the legs. Lift the ribs, anchor the sit bone, go up and over that big beach ball. You must lift, scooping, and then you reach. Feet flex. Breathe out. Press those legs into the ground. Scoop and roll one bone at a time. Arm as high as you can challenge. On the way down, if you need assistance, then bend the knees, hold on the back of the thigh, and use that assistance of the leg. Lift. Head falls between the arms. Reach. Breathe in, breathe out, come down. And this is the assisted one. Scoop, hold the thigh. Rania, your legs are too wide. Hip width is okay, but not that wide. Good. Give me 2 more because it starts getting good now. Now start making it harder. Keep that hand in alignment with the ear. Scoop and lift. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out. Keep those arms really alongside your ears. Press into the legs. Good. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Scoop and lift. Reach. Breathe in, reach more. Oh, my back feels great. Breathe out, scoop. I'm going to wait for you guys down here, and we're going to do single leg circles. So I'm going to pull the leg that's closer to you up. The other leg is pressing on the ground, pulling towards the midline of the body. Hand behind the thigh. This leg can definitely be bent if you're having issues with the low back. Okay? And we're going to stretch. So we're going to go to seating, flex the foot, release and down, or whatever you can do with the stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep your waist nice and long. Don't let the side of the leg that you're working come up. So bring your hand here and reach that waist away if you need to. Last one. Breathe in, reach that leg up and flex. Good. Now the leg stays. So if you need to bend the knee, bend. Take your hand to the waist and keep it long. And we're going to draw 4 to 5 circles each direction, starting with the circle across the body. So it goes across the body, it circles down and around, opposite side stays as stable as you can, and that's your challenge. And go, breathe in, breathe out. Let that leg really mobilize. Now everybody suck that leg into the hip joint. Really pull it in. The leg is reaching away, but it's not pulling away from the socket. It's actually sinking more into it. If you've done your 4 to 5, keep pressing to the hand. You reverse. It goes down, out to the side, and around. It goes out, pulling the leg into the hip socket, down and across the body and up. Breathe in. Let that leg rotate. Bend the knee if you need to, and just keep drawing the circle and stabilizing the opposite side. And this is our last one. Bring the knee into the chest and foot down. Slide legs together, pull the other leg, hand behind the thigh, 4 stretches, and reach, flex, release, and down. This leg is on the floor, is active. You're pressing into the ground. You're reaching the heel away from the body, and take your hand to the waist and make sure that that side that you're working the leg from is long and not shortening up. Leg stays up, and let's go 4 to 5 circles. First, lengthen the waistline, then the leg comes across the body. This is the side being challenged now. Circle around, back up without the side rotating. Pull the leg into the hip socket. Breathe in, drop, breathe out. You don't have to draw big circles. You do have to stay stable. This is working really hard. And 5. Good, reverse it. Out to the side, circle, pull, and up. Good. Bring the leg to the chest. Keep this leg here. And with the same leg, we're going to do big circles, and then I'm going to keep progressing the exercise into some side work. Okay? So the big leg circles are going to be this. You're going to actually reach the leg towards the screen and lift that pelvis off the ground, but the shoulder stays on the ground. You're going to draw a big circle, stabilize the pelvis in midline, continue the circle. Okay? So we're just going to do 4 to 5 of these. Then on the last circle here, I'm going to make you turn, and we're going to do leg kicks here. Okay? Then we're going to do side bananas, then we'll do the other side. So, leg up, and drop the leg. Keep the shoulders anchored. Rotate through that spine. Remember, you can do it with the knee bend. Come back, circling the leg around. Stabilize the pelvis in neutral. Continue the circle. Bring it back. And go 2. Breathe in. 3. Keep that leg really pulling into that hip socket. This side stabilizing. 4. All right, on 5, we're going to stay. 5, here, stay. Flex the foot, rotate. So bring the hand to the ear and stack your shoulder. This hand comes in front of you. Okay, so the legs are already in front. Let's kick. Back, point the toe, reach, and forward. Kick, kick. The bottom leg is straight. The foot is flexed and keeping you stable. 10, go. 3. Don't let the pelvis move. Hips are stacked. 5. If you need to bend this knee, go ahead. It gives you more stability. 6. Keep your leg long. Remember the mouse hole here. You're reaching the leg away. Waist is off the ground. 7. 8. 9. Keep that leg up as high as you can. Don't let it drop. And 10. Bring your legs together. Point your toes. Straighten your body. Palm of the hand up or down for bananas. So keep your hand here. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Point toes are flexed. And let's go. Lengthen the body. Keep your ear close to the arm. Come up and down. 2. and down. I want a long line. Look at the head, it doesn't leave. 3, keep the ear close to the bottom arm. 4, longer slide. 5, 6, 7, 8, good, long. 9, 10, stay up. If you need this arm down, fine, lengthen the body, both legs up, top leg up and down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you need to support your head here or head down if you need to. 5, hand up will be the hardest. 7, 8, keep everything stacked. 9, 10, keep the leg up, bottom leg goes up. 1, 2, the longest body you can give me. 4, abs in. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it in. Very good. Roll onto your back. Cross that right leg over the left and stretch. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 breath. Good. So we're going to do the other side, and I'm going to have my back to you to start. You guys already know what you're going to do. So straighten both legs, and we're going to do that big circle to the other direction. So bring the leg that's closer to you, to the camera, and bring it up to the ceiling. Lengthen the pelvis, hands come down. And we're going to bring the leg across, keeping the shoulder down, circle it around, stabilize at midpoint, bring it back up. We're doing 4. On the 5th one, we're going to stay out there. Circle. Shoulders don't move. 3, 4. Don't move the shoulder. Good. On 5, keep the leg out. Rotate the body. Hand comes in front, the other hand slides and goes under your head. Kick, kick. Point and reach. Let's do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should be either away from me, like I am from you, 6. Or you switch sides, your head is the other direction. 7, 8, really long legs, mouse hold here. 8, flex, flex. Point and reach using your glutes. 9, 10. Legs on top of each other. Point your toes. Align. Palms up or down. Lengthen. Connect those abdominals and let's go 1. Here close to the arm that's down. 2, 3. I want a long line. I don't want height. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We stay up. Hands down, head down, or everything up. Top leg, up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Point and reach. 3, 2, 1. Keep that leg up. Bottom leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it down. Roll into your back. Cross this leg over the other and stretch. 3 to 5 breaths. Pull. All right. Legs come next to each other, 90 degrees. We're going to do our series of 5. So I'm going to do anywhere between 6 to 10 abdominals of 5 different types. We're going to start with single leg stretches. Head can stay down
or up. It's up to you. So for those whose head are gonna come up, both hands on top of the knee closer to the camera, straighten the other leg, crunch up, or keep the head down. Elbows wide, shoulders wide, pull the leg to you, reach the other one away. Let's switch for 10. 1, 2, pull and the other one reaches. 3, reach this leg. 4, they're going opposite directions. 5, crunch higher. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug both knees, bring the head down for a second. Hands go outside the heels, and we're gonna do double leg stretch, circling the arms around. So crunch up or head stays down. Good. On the breath out, breathe out, reach the legs and arms away. Don't let your shoulder drop. Circle the arm, pull the legs back into the chest. And crunch up, stay crunching as the legs and the arms reach. You can go straight up to the ceiling. Circle, bring it in. If you have to hold your head, elbows in, knees in, open the elbows, reach the legs, pull the elbows, pull the knees. Good, 2 more. Crunch higher and stay up. Don't let those shoulders drop. Last one. Crunch higher. Lower the head and rest. Good. Both legs up to the ceiling. And you're gonna crunch up, hold behind one leg. Okay, it can be from the thigh. If you're flexible, it can be as high as the ankle. Crunch up. Drop the other leg only as far as you don't twist from the rib. Reach the leg, not down, but away. Let's pulse. Pull, pull, switch. Switch. Crunch higher, crunch higher. Stay when you switch. 4, switch. 6, crunch higher and stay. Elbows wide, shoulders wide. 7, wide shoulders and elbows. 8, reach the leg that's going away. 10, stay here. Both legs to ceiling. Hand behind the head. Stay crunched. Knees bent or straight. Double leg lower. Imprint, lower the leg. Bring it back up. Crunch higher. And go. 6. Stay crunched. Keep that leg, the back close to the ground. It's not a crunch. It's a leg lower. 3. So knees bent, totally fine. 3 more. 2 more. Crunch higher, hold. 5. Last one. 6. Stay here. Bend the knees. Rest for a second if you need to, otherwise crisscross. Rotate, elbows wide, press one shoulder, reach the armpit to the knee, reach the leg away. Doesn't need to be low. Switch. Use your scapula to press and rotate you. Nice and wide, don't rotate the head. Rotate from your waist. 4, from the waist. 5, pelvis still. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax, you should be sweating. Hug the knees, rock side to side. Excellent work. Good job. It's intended for us to sweat and be out of breath. March the legs to the ground, and we're gonna go straight into our belly. So roll into the belly. And we're gonna go into our back extensions. We're gonna start with opposite leg and arm reach swimming, and then we'll go into our swans, okay? So legs hip width apart, arms in a wide position, as wide as your shoulders needs to be. Pull the abdominals off the ground, lengthen that tailbone, and I want the tailbone and your bottom ribs on the ground. Press both pinky fingers on the ground, palms face each other, press the legs on the ground. Now, keep one leg pressing down. I'm gonna keep the leg closer to the camera and the arm away from the camera opposites. I'm gonna reach the other two and lift without changing the position of my body, and then I bring it back down. Press those that lifted down, and then stabilize before you lengthen and reach the other two. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck to the ceiling, and go. I'm gonna breathe out to lift, gives me more stability. Don't bend at the knee, try to keep the kneecaps lifting up, and move from the bottom of your butt. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Bring it down. We're gonna swim. So continue the same thing. And if you feel comfortable just switching but touching the floor, great. Or start going off the ground. We're gonna do 30 seconds. So let's get started. Lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, and let's go. Lift, switch. You can start with just pressing on the ground. Switch, pinky down, open your arms, Dania. Now, if you're ready, start moving the limbs off the ground and swim only as far as you can, or keep switching limbs. Shoulders wider, Rania, arms wider. Yes, tuck your chin. I want the longest body. Somebody's pulling on your head, on your arms, on your legs, everything. Swim. Pull the belly off the ground. Breathe into your rib cage. Go, go, go. 10 seconds. Go longer, longer. Lift the abdominals and go longer. 3, 2, 1, and make a pillow with your hand. Rest your forehead. Breathe. Catch your breath. 3 to 5 breaths. Good. Hands in alignment with your head. Let's do our swans. Legs again can be together, hip width or wider. All depends on the tightness on your back. Lift the abdominals off the ground and lengthen the tailbone and the spine as much as you can. Pull the shoulder and scapula down, tuck your chin, lengthen the crown of the head forward, and shift your chest forward and pull the scapulas down as you lift the chest off the ground. Nothing is happening with the lower body. Ribs are pressing, the spine is lengthening, and just that upper body is pulling the scapulas and lifting the chest. And you come back down, lengthening the spine even more. And go, breathe in, lengthen the spine, pull the scapula down. Breathe out, tighten the abdominals, lengthen that sternum, chest forward, and try to lift just the chest, keeping the bottom of the ribs and the rest of the spine stable. Come back down. Your scapula should be pulling down and staying wide. Now, if you want to, make your movement bigger. So pull the shoulders down. You can stay just with that upper body. Keep pulling the scapula down. At the top, you may lift your hand and squeeze the scapulas, or if you want to, you can keep the abdominals tight and the spine nice and long, and you can try to lengthen the spine and come up a little bit higher if you have that. If you're gonna come up on your low back, don't bother. If you're pushing with your arm, don't bother. Otherwise, stay in that baby swan, lift the arms, squeeze the scapulas, activate that upper back, and then come down. Okay, don't try to go higher if you're not ready. It's not important. So try to finish 2 to 3 more. Shoulders always pulling down, abs always tight, tailbone always lengthening. Don't use your arms too much. The arms are helping, but you're not pushing so you don't round the shoulders. It's your back doing most of the work. Okay, the arms are relaxed. When you're done with all of these, toes together, knees apart, you're gonna push. So before you go all the way back, push, 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 push that sit bone to the heel. And then once they're there, keep pushing and relax down. If you need to relax your head and bring the hands next to you, you can do that too. And breathe into your back. Okay, you can stay breathing. You can also, I'm gonna end the class, but if you need to stretch, you can do your number 4 stretch, okay? Or from your child's pose, you can do your pigeon stretch as well if you feel like you need to stretch that. Okay, you can come down and do your breaths here. So take your time. Do a little bit of hip stretches if you feel you need to. We did work the hips. I broke a sweat. I hope you guys broke a sweat too. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to end the recording here. Stop the recording. Good.